It's 11 p.m. The house is finally quiet. The dishwasher hums. The kids are asleep. Your phone is face down on the nightstand. And your mind is still racing. Tomorrow's bills, the email you forgot, the headline you shouldn't have read. So you reach for the bottle. That small, white shortcut modern life told you was normal. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If your evening calm depends on a factory, a truck, and a pharmacy staying open, that isn't security. That's convenience. And for centuries, monasteries, cottage gardens, and frontier homesteads solved that problem a different way. They didn't order calm. They grew it. Inside monastery physic gardens, monks planted perennials that outlived wars, famines, economic crashes, and supply chain failures. Plants that came back every spring. Plants that dried on wooden tables. Plants that didn't need shipping labels. Tonight, I'm giving you 9 of those evening tea plants, ranked. These aren't wellness trends, they are infrastructure. By the end of this countdown, you'll know which one families relied on when wartime supply lines collapsed, which one can quietly replace hundreds of dollars in store-bought sleep blends, and which single plant compounds value for decades. And number 3, it was treated like a strategic asset during World War I. Let's begin. Number 9. Chamomile, the gentle workhorse. Monks at Rievaulx Abbey in Yorkshire grew chamomile for evening infusions before prayer. Not decoration. Not novelty. Routine. The daisy-like flowers were believed to calm the nerves before long night vigils. Here's why it survives to this day. It thrives on neglect. Poor sandy soil. Partial shade. Inconsistent watering. Cold snaps. Roman chamomile spreads as a perennial. German chamomile self-seeds aggressively. Plant it once, and it volunteers for years. Harvest takes minutes. Pick the flowers on a dry morning. Spread them on a screen. In 5 to 7 days, they're crisp and ready for jars. Modern studies suggest chamomile supports improved sleep quality and smoother wind-down routines when used consistently. But here's the financial flip most people ignore. A 10 square foot patch can yield up to 2 pounds dried. That's roughly 400 cups of tea. At grocery prices, $200 to $400 annually. From a flower that grows where lawns struggle. But if you think that's impressive, number 8 requires even less effort. Number 8. Dill, the lullaby herb. Its Anglo-Saxon root word means to lull. Monastic records and cottage gardens used dill seed in evening cordials when restlessness followed heavy meals or anxious days. Frontier families carried that tradition across the Atlantic. Dill thrives in poor soil, full sun, even light frost. And once it flowers and drops seed, it comes back on its own, year after year. Harvest seeds when brown. Dry them 4 to 6 days. Store in jars. Modern research suggests dill's compounds may support digestive ease, and digestion often determines sleep quality more than we admit. A small 4 square foot patch can yield pounds of seed annually. That replaces $80 to $150 in specialty digestive blends. No replanting, no subscription, no truck required. But now we move into true perennials. Number 7. Peppermint, the zero-maintenance spreader. Monastic tea gardens across Europe kept mint as a daily infusion after supper. Why? Because it simply refuses to fail. Sunshade. Wet soil. Dry soil. It spreads by underground runners and claims territory quickly. Plant 1 starter, and within 2 seasons you'll have a patch producing pounds. Harvest stems before flowering. Hang or screen dry for 5 days. Research suggests peppermint's menthol compounds support digestive relaxation and tension release, both crucial for smoother sleep transitions. A 6 square foot patch can yield 2 to 3 pounds dried per season. That's $150 to $300 replaced annually. Some homestead patches have produced continuously since the 1930s. 1 plant, decades of return. But now we raise the stakes. Number 6. Betony, the forgotten nerve calmer. Medieval monastery lists described betony as a cure for fear and troubled thoughts. In plain language, anxiety. It thrives in partial shade with modest moisture and returns every spring without drama. Harvest leaves and flowering tops in early summer. Dry them in bundles for a week. Traditional records used it for calming the nerves before rest. Modern herbal studies suggest mild sedative properties that support relaxation routines. A modest 4 square foot clump can yield enough dried material for 200 cups per season. That's $100 to $180 replaced yearly. But betony alone wasn't the powerhouse. It was often paired with something that climbs. Number 5. Hops, the high-yield vine. Monasteries brewed with hops for centuries, but beyond brewing, the flowers were used in evening infusions for deeper rest. Hops thrive in poor soil once established and can climb 15 to 20 feet in a single season. Plant rhizomes against a fence. Harvest cones when papery and fragrant in late summer. Dry for 3 to 5 days. Research suggests hops support deeper sleep quality and longer rest cycles. One mature vine yields 1 to 2 pounds of dried cones annually. That's $200 to $400 in equivalent sleep blends. Harvest once a year. Store for months. Now we escalate. Because number 4 wasn't just useful, it was strategic. Number 4, lavender. The wartime asset. During World War I, when medical supplies ran short, nurses turned to lavender for calm and comfort in field hospitals. It was treated as infrastructure. Long before that, monasteries and cottage gardens cultivated it for evening relaxation. Lavender thrives in poor, sandy soil and full sun. Cold-hardy, drought-tolerant. Long-lived. Plant once. By year 2, you have a 3-foot bush. Harvest flower spikes just as they open. Hang to dry for a week. Modern research suggests lavender reduces anxiety markers and supports smoother sleep transitions. One mature bush can yield $150 to $300 worth of dried flowers annually, and it keeps producing for 10 to 15 years. Pause. Your backyard can do wartime-level work in peacetime, but when nothing else worked, monasteries turned underground. Number 3. Valerian, the deep root. Medieval monastic texts recorded valerian root for nights when racing thoughts would not settle. Frontier apothecaries carried the same practice. Valerian thrives in average soil with partial shade and returns stronger each spring. But here's the difference. You harvest the root. That means you dig it in year 2 or 3, wash, slice, and dry slowly. Clinical studies indicate valerian supports improved sleep latency, meaning people fall asleep faster. One mature plant can yield enough dried root for years of use, replacing over $100 annually in supplements. But we're not done, because number 2 spreads quietly and never stops. Number 2, lemon balm, the spreading anchor. For centuries, monasteries prized lemon balm above nearly everything else for calming the heart and steadying the mind. It grows almost anywhere. Shade, clay, neglect. Plant once and it becomes a patch that returns for 15 to 25 years. Harvest leaves multiple times per season. Dry in days. Research suggests lemon balm supports calm focus and smoother transitions into sleep. A mature 4-square-foot patch can replace $200 to $400 in store tea annually. Over 20 years? Thousands. No replanting. Minimal water. No pesticides. And that brings us to the final piece. Number 1. The monastic system itself. Here's what most people miss. The real power wasn't a single plant. It was the system. Chamomile for gentle nights, dill for digestion, peppermint for tension, betony for nerves, hops, and lavender for depth, valerian for crisis nights, lemon balm as the anchor. Together, they formed what monasteries understood instinctively. Calm isn't purchased, it's cultivated. During economic depressions, wartime blockades, and supply disruptions, families with these patches never ran out. While prices rose 30 to 50% on imported supplements in recent years, these perennials simply returned each spring. That's continuity. That's compounding. That's infrastructure. So here's how you apply it. Step 1. Plant fast growers like chamomile and dill for immediate wins. Step 2. Establish anchors, peppermint and lemon balm for daily harvesting. Step 3. Add depth with lavender, hops, and valerian for long-term resilience. Step 4. Let time compound. Because this is bigger than tea. It's about shifting from decorative lawns to productive land, from short-term convenience to long-term continuity. And if this resonated with you, the next video in this series is waiting. 10 perennial vegetables that regrow for decades without replanting. Start there, turn your entire backyard into a self-sustaining system that feeds your family, lowers your bills, and restores something modern life quietly eroded. Drop a comment below. Are you team convenience, relying on store shelves and shipping lanes? Or team continuity, growing calm, security, and resilience from your own soil? Because true rest doesn't begin at 11 p.m. with a bottle. It begins in spring with one small patch, and the quiet knowledge that your garden is already working for you. Sleep well. The roots are deeper than you think.